Discipline is the differentiating factor that separates an ordinary individual from an extraordinary one. Developing discipline is a complex process that involves training and tricking our brains. As human beings, we possess a primitive instinct that drives us to seek dopamine, a pleasure-inducing substance generated in our brains. This instinct has served us well as a species, rewarding us with pleasure for performing favorable actions, such as eating when hungry, drinking when thirsty, and reproducing to pass on our genes. However, dopamine comes with a unique problem. It can be addictive. As imperfect beings, we have flaws, and the quick and effortless generation of dopamine has led to instant gratification. The modern world is filled with stimuli that cater to this instant gratification, leading to various addictions, including social media addiction. Unfortunately, most of the things that provide instant pleasure do not truly benefit us in the long run. They merely provide momentary gratification. Consequently, our brains become conditioned to seek quick pleasures rather than engaging in actions that genuinely benefit us. The focus shifts solely towards achieving pleasure, leading to a decline in motivation for actions that require effort. This is a significant issue in contemporary society, as people have forgotten the sense of fulfillment that comes from achieving something through hard work and perseverance. Many of us have experienced the initial enthusiasm when starting something new, like exercising or embarking on a new project, only to lose motivation when the initial pleasure subsides. Developing discipline helps to counteract this tendency and enables us to stay focused on long-term goals, even when the immediate gratification is not present. The lack of discipline becomes evident as soon as motivation wanes. For instance, imagine having the idea of achieving a fit and trained body, so you decide to go to the gym every day without fail during the first week, driven by your initial motivation. However, as the second week arrives, fatigue sets in, and the thought of skipping a day creeps into your mind. The temptation to rest becomes stronger, and you find yourself grappling with how to solve this problem in a society that rewards instant gratification. How can you maintain discipline and persevere in pursuing your goals, even on days when motivation is lacking? One can draw inspiration from the life and philosophy of Miyamoto Musashi, a renowned samurai from Japan. Though not a historical philosopher, his life offers valuable lessons that can be applied in our own journey to become more disciplined. Musashi's dedication to becoming the best swordsman in Japan led him to undergo rigorous training and face numerous formidable opponents in duels throughout the country. His fighting prowess was so remarkable that he could take on multiple adversaries simultaneously, mastering the art of dual-wielding swords. Apart from being a skilled warrior, he was also a philosopher and authored several books, with the Book of Five Rings encompassing his entire philosophy and disciplined path to becoming Japan's finest warrior. Musashi's philosophy of life can be summarized in 4 key points. Firstly, he advocated rejecting desires that only brought immediate pleasure, believing that succumbing to such desires would weaken a person's discipline. Instead, he emphasized finding satisfaction through efforts and conquests rather than mere dopamine-fueled instant gratification. For instance, his sense of achievement came from defeating formidable opponents through hard work and dedication, not seeking quick pleasures that lack lasting value. After a duel or a rigorous sword training session, Miyamoto Musashi tricked his brain into believing that the only way to experience true satisfaction was through effort. He understood that greatness came at a cost, and that he had to pay that price, regardless of the difficulty involved. Becoming the best swordsman required discipline and commitment, which meant not giving in to the temptation of sleeping in or skipping training sessions when not in the mood. Musashi firmly believed that doing something with a meaningful purpose was incomparable to anything else. He embraced the concept of focusing on one thing at a time, recognizing that mastering an art, such as swordsmanship, could lead to numerous opportunities. Instead of spreading oneself thin by attempting to do many things at once, he stressed the importance of developing discipline with a single task at a time. Once that task became a part of daily routine, he would move on to the next, gradually building habits that didn't rely solely on motivation. One of the primary reasons people struggle with discipline is their impatience. Musashi understood this and advocated for staying on the path without deviating. He recognized that many individuals abandon their pursuits because they seek quick results, influenced by the instant gratification prevalent in modern society. To achieve his goals, he continually adhered to his chosen path, even though he too faced human temptations to stray from it. In essence, Musashi's life and philosophy serve as a powerful example of how discipline, focus, and perseverance can lead to greatness. By rejecting instant gratification, concentrating on one task at a time, and staying committed to the chosen path, individuals can develop the discipline necessary to achieve their aspirations and ambitions. There are moments of uncertainty when pursuing our objectives, but having clarity about our goals is crucial. It's essential to pause and reflect on whether we are genuinely committed to achieving our objectives and are willing to make necessary sacrifices. With a clear vision, coupled with patience and focused effort, success becomes attainable. This formula embodies discipline. Furthermore, living with honor was a fundamental aspect of Musashi's philosophy, following the principles of Bushido, the way of the warrior. Bushido comprised 7 virtues, with honor being the most vital. Honor meant having self-respect, which led to honest, respectful, and courageous behavior. Acting with honor involved avoiding shortcuts or cheating, and instead, embracing the path of effort and perseverance. By respecting oneself and acknowledging one's capabilities, one becomes disciplined. Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy emphasizes the importance of discipline, and it would be insightful to hear your thoughts on it. It's essential to remember that we are not perfect and will encounter failures while striving for discipline. Realism and understanding that progress may take time and mistakes are part of the journey. Feel free to share your thoughts on Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy in the comments. In opinion, Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy on discipline and honor is deeply inspiring and relevant to our modern lives. His emphasis on the importance of having a clear goal and being willing to persevere and sacrifice to achieve it resonates in all walks of life. In a world where instant gratification is often sought after, Musashi's message reminds us that true satisfaction and fulfillment come from continually striving towards our goals. He encourages us to reject the temptations of the easy way out and embrace the arduous journey, which is fundamental to personal growth and the achievement of meaningful goals. Furthermore, Musashi's emphasis on honor and self-discipline is an important reminder that our actions and choices must reflect our highest values. Acting with integrity, respect, and courage is essential to developing a sense of discipline in our lives. It's true that we can fail in our efforts to be disciplined, but Musashi's down-to-earth approach reminds us that this is part of the learning and growing process. We must forgive ourselves for our mistakes and use these experiences as opportunities to improve and strengthen our resolve.